How we doing out there? You feeling good today? Oh, that is great to hear. That is great energy to come into this video with. I'm feeling great today too. In fact, I'm feeling so great that I went out to the store earlier and I purchased one of your jerseys. I'm going to be like you guys today. Check this out. I bought a YouTube commenter jersey. I got a Gargoyles jersey.
We are Gargoyles.
And I felt like a gargoyle last night when I was watching that game unfold, and exactly what I said happened in the third. It's 2-2 with 8 minutes left in the third, and everyone is saying, how the hell did we get here? And there was one reason, and there was one main reason, and that was Igor Shesterkin, a guy who's literally trying to scam those Rangers all the way through, and he almost did it. He almost stole both games in Florida, but Florida was able to pull it out in overtime, and now we got a best-of-3 series. We're going to see what those scammers are going to do when they return home. Are they going to be able to kind of turn the momentum back around, because they're just getting pinned in their own zone game after game? It's going to be very interesting to see. I'm still uncertain as to how that series is going to end. However, the Western Conference Final, as I told you when I did the series breakdown, I thought I had a way better feeling for this series, and it's kind of already started to play out that way. I said I like Dallas up 2-1 after 3. That's exactly what they are right now. Are they going to go up 3-1? I definitely think there's a strong possibility, but the same way I did the coward's way out with the Florida Panthers, the over 2.5 goals, that's what I'm going to start you out with the Dallas Stars. I'm going over 2.5 goals for the Dallas Stars for the exact reason that I brought up last game. You reintroduce Rupe into that lineup, and now they're able to score again. It was not a coincidence that they popped in 4 past Skinner and then the empty netter once he came back and had multiple lines contributing. You had the scam star getting a hat trick, and now he's obviously going to be operating with some confidence. You'll still have Hintz on his line, and then you're going to have the other lines contribute as well. Does that mean they're going to win? I probably lean towards a win in this one. We obviously know that they're 5-1 on the road, and Edmonton's not going to have that first home game Vin Diesel nos that they came out with last game. Game 4 is a lot different. It's not that first home game, and, I feel like the first period is going to be way more even. Even with that first period, Dallas was still able to come back. But I like the over 2.5 goals for the Dallas Stars in this game. As far as player props are concerned, the first guy I'm going to bring up, because I already just mentioned Robertson, another scam star. I'll never forget, I was talking to my friend last year, and I was like, do you know how big of a scam 100-point guy Jason Robertson is? He's not a true 100-point guy. He goes, you think he's a scam 100-point guy? What is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins? And then even I had to say, all right, you're right. That's a true scam 100-point guy. But Ryan Nugent-Hopkins made us a couple shekels the other night. Now, most sports books lowered his shot total to 1.5, except for good old Ballybet and Bet Rivers. I told you guys yesterday, if you took the Kako under 0.5 point or the Trouba under 1.5 shots, by the way, those both have hit in every single game of the series, and you combine that with the under 2.5 shots on goal for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, you're looking good. If you didn't place that yesterday, I got good news. Do the same exact thing in reverse. Take the under 2.5 shots on goal for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and combine that with either Capo Kako, not to register a point, for Game 5, or the under 1.5 shots on goal for Jacob Trouba. Like I mentioned, those have hit in every game of that Rangers-Panthers series. But why am I going to take the under 2.5 shots on goal? For a couple of reasons. Number one, Dallas obviously unbelievable at blocking shots. But more importantly, even if it wasn't Dallas, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is one of those deferring pass first, pass second guys. And if you need a third reason, he's getting those semi-demotions, those in-game demotions where Draisaitl's going up to the top line and he's the one being sent down. And I have a feeling that if it's not going their way early, they might just leave Draisaitl permanently on that top line to try to get some offense out of that top 6. So I think Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, the under 2.5 shots on goal, obviously I like that. But I'm going to go back and try to sprinkle the under 0.5 point, which is like plus 150. The power play, obviously, is a scary proposition. But I will say this, Dallas is an extremely disciplined team, and Edmonton hasn't scored a single power play goal in this series. Granted, they're not getting a lot of opportunities, but I think 0 for 4, when you're talking about Edmonton, that's an impressive number, holding them to 0 power play goals and 4 opportunities. So I'll go to the under half of a point for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't very tempted to take my guy Rupe Hintz. They're showing me his point at plus 105. You're going to put his standard point in plus money? God, is that tempting. And so is the over 2.5 shots on goal for plus 120 for Jason Roberts. He's coming off of a hat trick. And in the post game during his interview, he even said, well, once I scored one, I decided I was going to kind of shoot any chance I got. Isn't that just going to carry over into the next game? So those are two leans. I don't fully like them because I don't have full confidence like I do in another random nobody's talking about deli slice. Now, I had mentioned to you guys previously, once Rupe comes back, it slots everybody into their traditional lines. I mentioned that cemented line they've been using all year of Seguin, Duchesne, and Mason Marchment. Guess what? They didn't use that last game. They actually put Pavelski with Duchesne and Marchment, which puts Seguin on that top line with Hintz and Robertson. Now, the reason I find that fascinating is because Seguin was the alpha shooter on that third line. He was always the one. Remember last round, we were taking him over 2.5 shots, over 2.5 shots, over 2.5 shots, and he was raking them up. But if you remove him from that line, then you're looking at Marchment and Pavelski, them and their 1.5 shot totals, and they're not huge shooters to begin with. You can argue Pavelski's a shooter. I'd say was a shooter. The guy can't even get himself in a position to shoot now, which is why when you saw last game, Duchesne, 4 shots on goal. And I don't think that was a coincidence. So I'm going to go with the over 1.5 shots on goal for Matt Duchesne in this game. I think it's a good strategic sniff.
Hi, Jan.
And then I'm going to leave you with 2 same-game parlays to wet your beak, because I know that's why you guys are always here. I didn't forget about you, parlay pirates.
Parlay?
I told you, man, playoffs, these aren't pirate seas. But I think this Edmonton series, now that Dallas has some of their players back, it might provide some opportunities. So one I'm going to do on FanDuel, give me over 2.5 goals for the Dallas Stars. And FanDuel has Leon, I'm looking around like they're going to hear me. They have Leon Draisaitl's shot total listed at 3.5. Everyone else has it at 2.5. So I'm going to take his under 3.5. And remember, you get the added bonus that if there's an overtime, none of those shots count. So you're going to give me an extra shot for Draisaitl, and you're going to give me the 60-minute qualifier, meaning overtime won't count. Give me that. And then also, Grandpa Joe, let's throw him in there for under half of a goal. That's plus 250, I believe. I like that one. And then my guy Stank. He plays with Wyatt Johnston and Jamie Benn, and he shares a power play unit with Wyatt Johnston. Assist for Stankoven, that's like plus 250. And then the point for Johnston, that's a huge same-game parlay for something that, when you look at likelihood and price, I think there's a clear discrepancy. I would put that way lower than it actually is because Stankoven is playing great this series. That bet paid us out last game. I'm hoping that history repeats itself in game 4. That is what I have for you here on a Wednesday. Good luck to you. Obviously, still better luck to me. You guys know the things you got to do here. Well, you really don't have to do anything, but I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. If you enjoy it, you don't enjoy it, don't subscribe. But don't be the guy who would rather search for me every day out of some stubbornness not to give me the subscription click. Click the subscribe. But if you don't want to do that, you obviously know what would be better than that, coming to join the Patreon, patreon.com/Andy Francess. You can be a minority owner of this show. That really means nothing, but what you will get over there on the Patreon, other than the additional parlays and updates that I give for these playoff games, Josh is going to start posting his picks 7 days a week. 7 days a week in the morning when the prices are the best. He's going to post them on there. We're going to do that show Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I could do it more days. I don't want to. I want to enjoy some time this summer, but I will have that show here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so make sure you're subscribed for that. See what I can learn about baseball. If not, don't worry. Come back tomorrow where we can talk about Game 5 of Panthers Scammers. Looking forward to it. Hope you are too. I'll talk to you then.